Hello Leo, this is Victoria from Mindful Bamboo and I'm here with your February Tarot forecast. Welcome to Honolulu, Ohio, where I'm currently staying, and yeah, this is gonna be your regular check-in. We will take a look at what's going on in your relationship with whoever you have on your mind. Sometimes it turns out to be yourself. You know, I'm just reading the cards as they come out. Then we'll take a look at your career and workspace, and finally we'll get some advice from the universe on how to best utilize the energies of the months. And at the end we'll get you some messages from your person of interest to yourself. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, feel free to like, share, subscribe, comment, share your impressions, and if it doesn't resonate for you, don't force it. Maybe the story is not yours, or part of the story is not yours, right? Like sometimes the thing that will resonate will be just one specific message or one specific part of the reading. That means that that specific part is for you. You will know what it is. And if this is not your message, you may want to check out other videos for other signs with your other placements: Sun, Moon, Rising or Ascendant, and Venus. Some people are watching for the North Node after I did my webinar on the North Node. By the way, it's also available on the channel if you want to go through the videos. It's not too far back because I only just did it in Jan. So right before the February readings, you will find it. And it has a more detailed description of each of the of your North Node, depending on which house it is in. So I go over all 12 houses, and if you're wondering like in more detail to find out more, then definitely check it out. Although of course the house is not the only thing that matters, but more on that in the webinar. In the meantime, what do we have for Leo? Leo, we had just an incredible full moon in Leo just a couple of days ago. Wow, again, it was one of the super moons. I mean, is every full moon a super moon these days? What? Right? And yeah, it was pretty powerful in setting the scene. For me personally, it helps set the scene for my dance competition that I did here in Honolulu. You guys can check out the picture of my look in the community tab. If you want to see the video, it will be available on Instagram sometime soon. But yeah, it was this like kind of bravery and enthusiasm that were accompanying us. At least I felt it. Hopefully you guys did too, especially since this is your sun sign or whatever, your important sign, one of your personal planets. Okay, anyways, Leo, so you have, looking at the underbelly card, the underbelly of this fish, in this case, number 6. Be sure that you're using your time in the best possible manner. You might consider taking time to organize yourself, or perhaps a project you're working on could use some fine-tuning. So this like the title itself, looking at the underbelly, means that you're looking at the other side of what is usually visible. You know, like if I'm looking at this lamp, I'm always looking at this side, and suddenly I decide to turn it around and look at the other side, see what's going on there. Do I dust there? Is it still looking okay? No, like those kind of things. And this is looking at your project, at whatever it is in focus for you right now, and checking whether it needs any fine-tuning, whether you still have your priorities straight, things like that. Let's find out some more with tarot. Okay, my main read is going to be with Spellcaster Tarot today, and then I'll use the Witch's Tarot for getting messages from your person. What do we have for Leo today? And I keep apologizing to in every reading this month that I'm late on my monthly readings, just because it's been so hectic with all the travel and the competition. I actually had a friend coming with me for a couple of days to support me in the competition, and you know, kind of like hang out together, do something. So yeah, pretty much had my hands full. Oh, and I was doing the webinar last week. How about that for a moment? It went pretty well, actually. I didn't get a lot of feedback afterwards, but I felt like it was really like I tried to make the most important part, or like the core part of all the information I was given was actually in the workbook, so people actually had it in front of them. They could take a look at it in advance. They could read it, you know, they can then come back to it afterwards, and they are supposed to fill it out depending on their own chart or the chart of the person that they're wondering about. And it's very practical, right? That's my Taurus nature coming out in this case, right? It's very much, I try to make it not like, you know, in Russian we have a saying about like talking about space and the stars, which is kind of what it is in this case, but what it means the same. I mean, what it means is that sometimes people like zoom out too much and they talk about theoretical concepts and philosophies, and for people who are listening to that, it's not always easy to connect that to specifics, to the situation at hand. And so in this case, I was trying to not go that way. I was trying to kind of present the main concepts, but then immediately go into specifics. What does it mean for you, right? And build the materials in a way that would actually resonate for a person. If they know that, I don't know, their Venus is in the 5th house in Capricorn, that they understand what it actually signifies, each of those things, right? So yeah, it was, I gave some examples, I answered some questions. I actually had a couple of follow-up questions. So yeah, I feel like it was a success. If you're interested to get the recording and the workbook, email me or message me on socials and I'll get it to you. Yeah, why not? And I haven't thought about the price yet because it was a paid workshop, and it is a lot of my work. Like, trust me, it's a lot of man hours have been put into it, but I will probably do an overview, like a short trailer video, just what it is about, what I'm doing there. And then if you're interested, then it will be, you know, there will be a price to get those materials, so you can, like, it will be available like a self-study course, so that you can do it on your own, and you really can. Back to the reading. But somebody needed to hear that, Leo, so yes, bear with me. We have, for the love space, we have 4 of Cups, the Moon, Pisces energy, and 3 of Cups. 4 of Cups, 3 of Cups. And the Moon is kind of like, it almost has a cup here. You can kind of see it that way. For the workspace, we have Queen of Cups. Wow, so much water. Wow. The Tower. Sagittarius energy. The Emperor, Aries energy. This is at least more fire here. Then for the advice, we have 6 of Cups, 7 of Swords, and Ace of Cups. This is that one cup I was thinking about in the first part of the spread. All right, bottom of the deck, 6 of Pentacles. We have 2 sixes, right? 6 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles. Yes. So this is wanting to be in equal give and take relationships. And wanting may not be the right word. It's like setting yourself up for that. That's what I see with that card underneath, right? Like, you're done with relationships that are taking a lot from you, or where you don't feel like you can contribute from your side. That can be equally uncomfortable, and it's okay to feel that way, because we do feel weird if somebody is like really taking care of us, and you know, they initiate the conversation all the time, and there's not a lot that we can give back, either because the topics of conversation, like the content isn't really, it doesn't have a lot of overlap, or because we don't have that desire to initiate the communication, right? Like definitely some disbalance. Like this is going into like consciously revisiting important relationships and making sure they are about equal give and take, or if not, then taking appropriate action. Okay, for your love life, yeah, so with all these cups and the moon, which is also the water energy, I see that there's been a lot of contemplation and reconsideration of your emotional state. How does this relationship make you feel? Or maybe how do you feel in general? I'm being corrected, thank you. Because it's important for you to feel good. And even if you can't put a finger on it and say, okay, I don't feel good because my person is doing XYZ, or because like this happened, that happened. If something is off, if there is certain distress, certain discomfort, then something needs to be done about that, right? And I feel like the full moon, actually, which we can see here, actually revealed some of that to you, whether it's you or it's them or both of you guys, right? But there's something that feels like there used to be a lot of potential in this relationship, but you don't see it like that anymore. For some, it's a kind of lack of intimacy and bonding, just the two of you, the time you spend, the emotions you share, that vulnerability, right, is missing. For others, it was this Three of Cups, there is third party in the mix. It could be a job, it could be a friend, God forbid it's another person, you know, with like a love triangle, but who knows, right? However, whatever it is, it's distracting the two of you from the relationship, and it's kind of introducing an extra noise, right? Like a necessary burden. For your career space, we have Queen of Cups, the Tower, and the Emperor, two major arcanas here, right? So definitely the universe is trying to show you that you need to take charge of what is going on in your career, right? You need to decide what you want to do and really take that forward, right? Like, I mean, you can do a lot of different things. You can be doing a lot of different things, right? It's time to decide what you want to settle on, or at least pursue next, and focus on that, right? You may feel like you're not fully invested in the work right now, or it's like there's so much going on in your head that you don't feel like you're necessarily doing a great job. But this is an illusion. This is partly being brought to you by the higher power, by whatever you believe in, so that you can feel like you're in charge. You know, like certain chaos, certain distress is brought in, and this could be one of the factors, right? To see how you're gonna cope with it, how you're gonna deal with it. And you know what? Whatever this Tower is that's coming, it's also gonna help you decide whether what you're doing now is really something you want to pursue further, or you want to do something completely different, right? And you probably already have some ideas. So that's why that divine intervention is needed, to help you make the right decision, right? Because if you have doubt, that's gonna be the energy you exude, and that's really gonna block you from achieving success. Maybe you are on the right track, but it's important to be confident in that, to be sure, especially for Leo, right? Because that's part of your whole MO, right? Like how you are presented to people, that you feel good in your own skin. You can be proud of what you do, how you do it, how well you do it. The advice from the universe, we have 6 of Cups, 7 of Swords, and Ace of Cups. Yeah, you know, a little bit of coldness, a little bit of nostalgia for the better old days, good old days kind of idea, right? The universe is telling you that, you know, you need to follow the love and the heart, wherever heart is taking you, right? And even in the darkness, you can always find that guiding light if you turn it on in your heart. Like, that's the key thing. And yes, going back to some happy memories will help you. If you're feeling this balance, it will help you set yourself back on track emotionally. But do not be deceived that that's enough, that that's all that you have to do, right? Because there's still some big decisions ahead. There's still some understanding that needs to come in, right? So this is just bracing yourself, preparing for that big change that's coming up. And remembering that that change is coming in, as much as it can be scary and painful, it's coming in to get you on a better timeline, to help you with your progress. Okay, let me pull some cards from your person to yourself and we'll call it a day. Let's get some messages from Leo's person to Leo. This is too many cards. I'm still getting used to finally having a desk again. The place I've been staying at for 3 weeks in the Big Island. It is an amazing place, and I was staying with my friends, so I loved it. But it's like a house in the jungle, right? In a small village, in a beautiful place. But yeah, there was no desk, there was no chair. It wasn't easy. Okay, let's get messages for Leo. And I mean, it wasn't easy for doing the readings in particular. Other things as well, but I meant the readings right now. That's what's different for me. King of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. Wow. Person is really trying to establish themselves financially, right? Or gain some titles, some public acceptance that they feel like they need for their progress, right? To step up the game, to go further. And yes, they do want the same as you do in terms of having an equal give and take, but they also want to make sure that they are not the weak link I'm hearing. It sounds pretty bad, but you know, we all have our insecurities and fears, and your person definitely want to make sure that you have a very good financial foundation in your relationship, and you can feel more comfortable taking risks, doing something fun, exploring, etc., etc. So I don't really get I don't get much in terms of like the actual direct message to Leo, but this is what they've been up to, and they just want you to know that even if it looks like they're doing their own thing and not paying attention to you, they actually are. Like, one of their main motivations here is so that the two of you can feel more comfortable financially and otherwise, right? Like with that good stable foundation, and you can pursue your dreams, both of you. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here, Leo. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you want to see more of my Hawaiian adventures, follow me on Instagram, and I will definitely start posting my blog articles about it pretty soon, because I do have some impressions, especially now I'm in Honolulu, and it does differ a lot from the Big Island surrounding that I had the previous 3 weeks. So I need to do at least 2 articles, at least. I promise I will catch up, and this is gonna be on my list after I'm done with all the readings. In the meantime, I love you guys.